Okay. Mm, Fine. So today we are going to execute one AWS based project, as you can see in the title. It is quite evident from the title that I have mentioned end-to-end AWS project, small AWS project. So this project is going to be a small project, means the architecture is small, the pipeline is small, and also we are going to execute with small files. There will be around thousand data, something like thousands of data. But in big data domain, there will be terabytes of data, millions and millions of records will be there, if not more. Okay. But to learn something, we have to execute with small amount of data. Okay. So let us directly jump into this project part. So at first in that architecture there will be, it is quite obvious, there will be a source, and at the end there will be an target. In any kind of architecture, data related project, there will be a source of data, and there will be a target or destination. In between there will be many layers. And from one layer to another layer, when we are migrating the data, there will be some kind of transformations and data cleansing and everything like something like that. Okay. But in this case, the source is going to be CSV file. The source is CSV file, and the domain which we are going to explore today. So the domain which we are going to explore today is retail. You know that in real-time project you are going to work for some client, and the client company is going to belong to some kind of domain, isn't it? May it be BFS, or from the banking and finance sector, maybe insurance, or maybe some kind of pharma company, or from the life science domain, or maybe retail domain, or what is it? There are other domains also. Okay, just leave it. Okay, so it is going to be from retail domain. What is retail? The name retail itself implies something. It is telling that retail, when you are going to purchase something in the market, when you are going to purchase something in the market, you don't purchase something in bulk, isn't it? You don't purchase something in bulk. You purchase maybe one bottle of shampoo, maybe 2 bottles of oil, isn't it? But what is retail? There will be one retail price, and there will be MRP. MRP, maximum retail price, isn't it? Maximum retail price. But when the consumer, when the manufacturer is selling something, there will be a cost price. There will be a cost price, or the manufacturing cost. There will be a manufacturing cost. So everybody in the chain wants to make some profit. Everybody in the chain wants to make some profit. So the manufacturer will set the bar some percent above the cost price or the manufacturing cost, and the next person in the chain will set the price some percentage above the price that he spent to purchase it, and so on, isn't it? But the main thing which is occurring here is sales. The main thing which is occurring here is sales. All the people are selling the goods or selling the product to some other consumer. For the manufacturer, someone is the consumer, but this consumer is not the end point. The consumer is going to sell to some other person or the some kind of shop. If okay, and the shopkeeper is going to sell it to the mass or people like us. We are the consumer. We are the consumer to the shopkeeper. So whenever you go to some kind of shop, they will collect some kind of data. In local stores where they don't collect data, but in most of the cases, whenever think about it. When you are working for some kind of project, it is going to be a big client, isn't it? It is going to be a big client. It is going to be a big client. So big clients like maybe Big Bazaar, or maybe any shopping mall, big shopping mall, or maybe Apollo Pharmaceutical, Apollo Pharmacy, or anything like that. So when you are going to some big brand, when you are going to some kind of big brand established shop or established market, they are going to collect some kind of data from you. They are going to collect some kind of data from you. They are going to collect customer data. So we are the customers. So they will ask for okay sir, you have purchased these goods. Oh, absolutely fine. But can you tell me what is your name? Can you tell me what is your name? Can you tell me what is your phone number? Can you provide your mail ID? And so on. So they will collect few data, few informations from you. Okay. So let me show you what kind of data will be there. This is a customer table. This is a customer table. In general, this is the customer table. Okay. Let me expand. One sec. Let me expand. Okay. Yep. Okay. So this is a very small table. In real life, there will be many columns. Okay. Hundreds of columns, maybe thousands of columns also. Okay. But this is for practice purpose, we have taken 5 columns which will be there in the customer table. One is obviously customer ID. For example, a shop, a newly established shop, managed to sell goods to 1000 customers. Managed to sell goods to 1000 customers, or maybe 500 customers. This is a very new shop, so they have sold their product to 500 customers. Okay. When it is a small shop, 500 is a big number, because every day the same person will be coming to the shop. So 500 is a big number for a small shop, but for a small shopping mall, 500 isn't a big number. Now, this is a customer ID. This is name. As I told you, they will ask your name and they will register your name with your email ID, your phone number, and maybe country. In this case, they have mentioned country, but okay. If it is a very local shopping mall, then they will not ask for country. But in most of the cases, it happens. For example, in Walmart, the biggest example is Walmart. There is nothing bigger than Walmart, isn't it? In this domain, there is nothing bigger than Walmart. So this is from Walmart, is from retail domain, and they have every day they process many terabytes of data, if not bigger. So there will be name, there will be email, there will be phone number, and there will be country in this case. Now let us switch to the sales folder. Let us switch to the sales folder. Okay, in the sales folder there will be sales ID. Now you may ask, okay, so in the customer customer data or the customer data file, there was customer ID, and in sales folder I am seeing sale ID then customer ID. So this customer ID is common in between those both the folders, isn't it? This customer ID is common. Okay, right, customer ID is common. Now what they are doing, in sales table they will collect the data related to sale of the product. There will be different types of products. Don't look at this, because these are random things. These are random words. Just forget it. Now there will be quantity, there will be price, and there will be sale date. So they, for example, today 14th of July, you are a person named John Williams. You are a person named John Williams. You go to nearest Walmart shop. You go to nearest Walmart outlet, and you purchase one bag. Okay, you purchase one bag. Now, and the bag costed you around maybe 1,000 rupees. No, not 1,000, 2,000 rupees. Okay, so the price of the bag is 2,000. So they will write, at first they will register a specific ID. Register a specific ID for that particular product. So they will register a sales ID. For example, you are the 1,000th customer. This is the 1,000th product, and they have assigned 1,000 product they are selling, and they have assigned 1,000, number 1,000 to it. This is a random thing. I'm just telling you. This is they have assigned 1,000, number 1,000 to the sale ID. Okay, so they have assigned 1,000 here. Now there will be customer ID. You are the 500th customer they are selling to. So they will assign, for example, they are assigning 500 number to it. In real life, the numbers will be very random, and okay. So under sale ID, when they are updating this particular sale related document, they will put 1,000 in the under sale ID, 500 under customer ID. Under product they will write bag, not bag, the specifications also they will mention, but okay, they will mention which bag you have purchased. Okay, so this is the product information. Then how many bags you have purchased. In this case you have purchased one, so they will write quantity. Under quantity they will write 1. Price, under price they will write 2,000 rupees, and under sale they will write 14th of July, 14/7/2025. This is it. So this is the document we are receiving. Okay, so this is the source data, and we are receiving in the form of CSV. I thought that before executing the pipeline, I have to it is better to explain what kind of data we are going to process. Okay, so this is the data we are going to process. One is one document, one CSV document contains customer data, and another one contains sales data. Okay, now the next step is going to be I have to put it somewhere, right? I have to put it somewhere. So where should I put it? One second. Leave it. Okay, just copy it. Copy, paste. Okay. Yes. So on the next step, I am going to put it in the S3 bucket. S3. AWS S3. As you know, there are multiple cloud services. AWS is the oldest one, and the most popular one is the AWS, Amazon Web Services. And then there is GCP and Azure. These three are the most popular cloud services. Azure is gaining popularity very very rapidly. So Azure is getting popularity very rapidly nowadays, and GCP is least popular among these three. GCP is the least popular and least preferable. But still, there are many companies which use GCP. For example, obviously Google have launched GCP. They have created GCP. So Google inside Google company, they will be using their own product, right? Like in Microsoft, they will be using Azure. In Amazon, they will be using their own services. This is quite obvious. But most of the startups and mid-level companies prefer AWS, and some big companies, or it is not like that big companies don't prefer AWS. They also prefer AWS, but AWS is most popular. So small and mid-level companies also prefer AWS. So still AWS is on the top. Azure is in between, but it is gaining popularity rapidly. So after few years, it will be competing with AWS. It will be at par with AWS. Okay. So among all the services provided by AWS, S3 is among the most popular services. Top 10 services. It is among top 10 or top 20 services. Okay. And this is a storage service. This is a storage service. So S3, inside S3, let me show you how S3 looks like. Okay. I'm not going to log in again to AWS. It is a hectic process. So you can, if you don't know how to log in, then you can comment here. I will show you how to log in. Or it is a very small, very easy process. But you need to provide your PAN related document, your PAN number, your card number, because there is a slab, right? There's a free tier. There's a free tier. AWS is not completely free. There is a free tier within which there are few services which are included in the free tier, and there are multiple services which are not included in the free tier. If you want to use that, you have to purchase it. Okay. But for the free tier services also, as the free tier name suggests, there will be a limitation. For example, if you are using S3 bucket, it is a storage service. So the limitation will be, the restriction will be on the size of the file, the maximum size of the file, or the maximum data you can store inside AWS, or maximum data you can upload on S3 bucket. S3. They will provide some kind of barrier, like up to this these many gigabytes of data you can upload for free. Once you exceed this amount, you have to pay on hourly basis or on per file basis or on per GB basis, that they will decide. Okay. For example, you are accessing EC2. EC2 is a service where you can create instances, where you can create a new instance and you can create a virtual machine. You can create a virtual machine inside EC2. Okay. So it will be a virtual machine or a virtual system. In real life, I am using a laptop and it has 16 GB of RAM. But when you are dealing with terabytes of data, 16 GB will crash the whole system. 16 GB, 16 GB. So that 1 terabyte data will crash the whole system. You can never execute that. Not even 500 GB, not even 200 GB. If you want to process 1 terabyte of data, you need around 1.5 terabyte or 2 terabyte of RAM. Can you imagine? That is also possible. Okay, you have to pay high amount, but that is also possible in EC2. So in EC2 there will be a limitation on hourly basis and specifications also. Just like that. So let me access S3. Okay, I have searched S3 and as you can see, the S3 opened. Okay. Now I already created a folder. Let me delete it. Okay, let me delete it. Okay, the bucket is not empty. Let me empty it. Okay. Yes. Copy. Okay. Permanently delete. Yes. Permanently delete. Or maybe we can create another folder. That will be better. We can create another folder, another bucket. So the inside S3, at first we have to create a bucket. At first we have to create a unique bucket, because buckets are universal. Bucket names are universal. For example, I have chosen Asia Pacific Mumbai region. That is fine. But the bucket name should be unique. If I put something like raw, okay, if I try to create bucket, it will show error. It will throw error. Bucket with same name already exists. Which means that obviously in any data related project, when they are storing data inside S3, the primary layer will be considered as raw layer. The primary layer where the raw data is coming or being stored, it is the raw layer of the data. And after that, maybe after some kind of transformations, they will execute some kind of transformations and data cleansing. Then they will migrate it to staging layer. There will be staging layer, and after that maybe there will be further transformations or something like that, or they will join that, or joining also is a kind of transformation. But okay, then they will move it to further. They will move it to some other layer. Maybe they will consider it as curated layer. Okay, because they are consolidating everything into that layer, and after that they will move it to some other layer or some other system. Okay, it may be mapped to the DynamoDB NoSQL database. It may be they may use it to access the data from Athena and query it, and then after querying they will store it inside some other location, inside some other bucket, and they can directly access it using QuickSight. QuickSight is a visualization tool from AWS, and it is like Power. Basically, it is like similar to SSRS of Microsoft, or Power BI of Microsoft, Talent. So these are data visualization tool. So they can access the data from Athena also, and generate some meaningful or important data visualization or charts, so that they can further take important business decisions. So this BI part, as the name BI suggests, business intelligence. So for business decisions, they need those business people don't understand technical stuff. Those business people only understand business. They don't understand technical stuff. If you provide some kind of code or database, they will not understand anything. They will not understand a thing. Okay. So you have to provide something which is understandable, by people, non-technical people, or the business people. So they will see some charts. There will be pie charts, there will be bar charts, bar graphs, and something like that. And now they can understand. Okay, in the back end there will be multiple layers of data. There will be multiple databases linked to it, and there will be many data transformations and all those things. They are not concerned about that. They are not at all concerned about that. Okay, they are only concerned about the output. They will see, okay, so in the year 2024, our sales was this much, and now in 2025, till now we are lagging. By 30%. So they will see that, okay, last year in total we generated 25 CR. In last year we generated 20. So for example, we generated 200 CR. 200 crores they have raised. They have generated last year. Now in this year they have generated maybe I told you 30%, right? So they have generated 140 crores. Okay, they have raised 140 crores. Now they know that this is July, so there are 5.5 months left. There are 5.5 months left. So half of the year is left, and we are lagging by 30%. But our target is gaining at least 30%. So we are lagging by 30%, and we have to gain 30%. So accordingly, they will take the business decisions. How much we have to cover up and how much we have to get. Okay. So they are targeted 260, and now it is 140. So there is a 120 CR or 120 crore margin left, and they have 5.5 months left in hand. So accordingly, they will take decisions, business decisions. Okay. So these are the things you can execute. Data people are completely they are working on back end. What is front end? The front end is the thing which is visible to the consumer, or which is accessible to the consumer. This is the front. For example, this web page I am seeing, this AWS web interface I am seeing, S3 interface. I am the consumer. I am the customer of AWS. That is why I am using this AWS services, and I can see this interface. This means the people who have designed this interface are the people who have designed this total interface are working on front end. The people who have designed this total interface, this interface, they are working on front end. Okay. You have seen people working on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Using HTML, CSS, basically they design the layout, and using the basic layout you can create with HTML. Using CSS, you can make it aesthetic. You can make it aesthetic. You can make it look better. And using JavaScript, you can make it interactive. Using JavaScript, you can make it interactive. How? For example, I'm clicking this general purpose. I'm clicking this part, general purpose. I'm selecting this point. I'm selecting general purpose, and then writing down bucket name, and then I'll click on create bucket, and automatically it will direct me to S3 bucket homepage, and it will update with the newly updated S3 bucket, isn't it? So all these interactive things and this redirection and all are taken care by JavaScript. All this interactive part is taken care by JavaScript. So these are the people who are working on front end. Now there are many versions of JavaScript now. You have okay. So there are many versions of JavaScript now. You have heard about React.js, you have heard about Node.js and all. So those are some specific JavaScripts, which people learn. Initially, it was normal JavaScript. When you start to learn front end, they will teach you HTML, CSS, and normal JavaScript. Okay. And after that, when you master these, then they will shift to difficult part. Difficult in the sense it is difficult to learn, but because before that you have to learn something. Before you have to learn the fundamental things. There are some prerequisites. After you learn these basic things, then you can move to next part. And once you learn those React.js, Node.js, then you can make it even better. This you can add many more features. You can add many more features. You can add many more specifications. So that will be much easier, and that will be much effective. Okay. Now there are people who are working on backend. There are people who are working on backend. And these data people are working on backend, because when you are putting this bucket name, or this data, the bucket name data has to be stored somewhere. This bucket name, this is also a data, this is also information, this information has to be stored somewhere. So in the back end there will be some kind of database or some layerings, and this data is going to be updated in that database, isn't it? Whatever we are doing, whatever we are performing on this interactive interface, basically we are sending some kind of informations and data. Even if I am not writing anything, I have selected, I have only selected, I have clicked on this general purpose option, but in the back end they have to store the information that this person has chosen general purpose. This person has chosen bucket type as general purpose. So under bucket type column, they will make some entry as general purpose or something like that. Okay, so these are the data people. Okay, let me start now. Okay, the bucket name is going to be raw. What we are going to execute? One second. Okay. Okay. So in this project, I'm writing. Let me write the name first. Then I'll tell you why I'm writing like this. Okay. S3 glue Athena let me put some random number 1287. Okay, I'm putting some random number so that the name is unique, the name becomes unique. So raw, at first there will be raw layer, obviously, so that is why I've kept raw. Then what layers we are going to use? We are going to use S3 bucket, and then for ETL purpose, we are going to use glue. Okay, we are going to use glue for ETL purpose, or the migration of the data and transformations. As we are not going to explicitly or hard coding today, we are not going to execute Python or PySpark code today, so we are going to execute using Glue Visual Editor today. Okay, so S3, from S3 the ETL and transformation, in ETL E stands for extract, T stands for transform, L stands for load. Extract, transform, load. So these ETL operations are going to be performed on Glue. Then we are going to execute, access the data using Athena and create a database there, and then we are going to transform that. We are going to transform that data into CSV in the same database. Sorry, in the same what can I say? In the same location. Okay, fine. Or maybe we will create some other folder for CSV. Okay, so there will be, in the output there will be Parquet file, and there will be CSV file. Okay, so this is why I have written this name. Okay. Create bucket, this is a unique name, I know, so there will be no issue. Yes, so I have successfully created a bucket named raw S3 glue Athena 1287. This is what I have created. Fine, absolutely fine. Now inside this bucket I am going to, okay, I have already told you what I am going to execute. So after this there will be another layer. There will be another layer which is basically, this is not layer. In between there will be glue visual editor, for ETL. Okay, now from here the data is going to migrate it to S3 destination folder, isn't it? Destination folder in Parquet format. Parquet is a file format. I don't know you know about, whether you know about Parquet, ORC, Avro, these file format, JSON, these file formats or not. But Parquet, ORC, Avro, these are file formats which are compressed file formats. So there are some data compression mechanisms behind it. Okay, there are some data compression mechanisms behind it. Okay, let me show you. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Okay, one second. Okay, so Parquet, Parquet, ORC. I can show you the compression rate also. JSON, Parquet, JSON, Avro, compression rate. Okay, compression rate. Okay, one second. The exact compression rate I forgot, so okay, let me see. Yeah, so the percentage they haven't mentioned, I have to check it, but as long as I know, ORC has the highest compression rate. Okay, so ORC has the highest compression rate, Parquet is after that, and then there is Avro, and then JSON. Avro, then JSON. Okay, so as far as I can remember, ORC has around 95 to 96, 90 to 90, 95, 96% of compression rate. Can you imagine? So it has more than, it will compress it to less than 10% of file size. And Parquet around I think 70, 80%, 70, 80, 85%. That is the range, moderate range, not moderate. And after that there is Avro, and JSON is even bigger. So the compression rate is lower. So you may ask that ORC has the most compression rate, biggest compression rate. Still we obviously prefer Parquet. Parquet is the king of file formats. Okay, Parquet is the king of file formats. It is the most preferable file format. And ORC and Parquet has columnar. ORC and Parquet has the columnar. One second. Let me close it. Live is still going on. Okay. So Parquet and ORC works on columnar format. Parquet and ORC works on the columnar format. When they are processing it in columnar format, the processing becomes much faster. I can show you how, but let us not move that deeper. Okay, but on columnar format the processing becomes faster. So that is why Parquet and ORC are preferable, and Parquet is the most preferable. Okay, fine. Now in S3 destination there will be Parquet data in Parquet format, and we are going to access this data using Athena. Okay, Athena. We are going to access this data using Athena, and we are going to create we are going to run some kind of SQL query on Athena, and we are going to create an external table. Why external table? That I will discuss later on. I will create an external table and access the data from the destination folder inside S3 bucket, stored in Parquet format, and populate the data automatically inside the table, and store it according to some kind of partition, store it and partition the data on two parameters. We will partition the data. One is country basis, on the country basis. Another one is sales date. So on the basis of country and sales date, we are going to partition the data, and according to that country value, country name, and partition sales date value, they will partition the data and create separate folders, and inside those folders there will be corresponding data stored inside corresponding Parquet files. It sounds complicated, but it is not complicated. So this is what we are going to execute, and simultaneously we are going to access that data and store it in CSV format inside S3 bucket destination folder. Again S3 dest in CSV folder format. CSV, I am storing CSV so that I can show you at once I can show you what we have performed. Okay, this is why I am taking this data, and it's Parquet and this Athena table we are creating, so that later on we can directly access it from quick site. And we can visualize the data, or we can migrate it to, or we can map it to some NoSQL database inside DynamoDB. Okay, and then we can map it to some API, and we can access it either from there are AWS services also, but we can access it from external softwares like Postman. We can access it using the URL and the key values. We can hit the URL, and we can fetch the data, pull the data, get the data, push the data. Those we can do. Okay, so in this particular project we are not going to execute that anything after this Athena part, but we are storing this data for later on, because I cannot execute right now, because for quick site and for accessing quick site or DynamoDB, I have to re-register. We have to again create another ID, and I have to provide my card details and everything like that, everything, and they are charging something around $500 or I forgot the amount, but they are charging a hefty amount. So I don't want to take risk. Initially there will be some kind of free trial zone, but I don't want to explore that. Okay, for learning purpose this much is okay. And in DynamoDB, if you want to work, you can maybe later on in some kind of AWS related project, you will have experience related to those paid services. Okay, there are two types of keys that I can tell you. I worked on DynamoDB on my first project. So in DynamoDB there will be sort key and hash key. There will be two types of keys, hash key and sort key. Using hash key and sort key, you can access the specific partition update. Okay, specific JSON file, and you can validate it. the testing people will validate using validate the they will fetch the data from Athena. For example, it is migrating from Athena, some database, Glue data catalog, to database within the Glue data catalog to the DynamoDB, and Glue data catalog to DynamoDB. So they will use the sort key, corresponding sort key and hash key, and fetch the data in JSON format in DynamoDB, and they will run the SQL query inside Athena to access the Glue data. So the RDBMS table within Glue data catalog on Athena. They will access it on Athena. They will run the query on Athena, and they will access the RDBMS or the relational database, and they will fetch the data of that particular table under certain conditions that will depend on the requirement, and they will validate it. They will compare both the data. This is the basic purpose of the tester. Okay, fine. So this is what we are going to execute. Okay, leave it now. Fine. Okay, now I hope you can see my console. So no, not console, the browser. Okay, yep. Is it visible? Yes, absolutely visible. Fine. So in between I have created the S3 bucket, but you couldn't see it. I think I forgot to change it. Sorry. So this Glue job, let me terminate. These jobs are not okay. I don't have to. Leave it. Let me open freshly. Let me open AWS Glue. Now this is AWS Athena, and this is AWS S3. Okay, S3 bucket. Within what I have created two buckets. I have created two buckets. One bucket. This is the older one. This is the one bucket. Raw S3 Glue Athena 1287. Because the because the bucket name is universal, so it has to be a unique name. It has to be unique name. Okay, unique. I think this is like unicorn. So maybe it is unique, whatever. So from S3 Glue and Athena, these are the things we are going to use. That is why I mentioned S3 Glue Athena, and I have provided some random numbers to make it unique. Now inside this bucket, I am going to create a folder. The first folder is going to be for source. So the source files I am going to upload inside it. So this is SRC. Inside SRC I am going to sorry, not creation. I am going to upload the file. Okay, directly I am going to upload the CSV files. So these are the CSV files I am going to upload. As you can see, these have some around 1500 data in yes, rows. Okay, so I have uploaded it. Now if I close it, yes, so the folder has been updated with these two CSV files. There's the source files. These are the source files that we were talking about. Now let me create a destination folder also. We can create it later on also, but let me create right now, right away. Let me create it right away. So this is going to be dest. These are dest folder. We are creating destination folder. So I am created destination folder. So at first you have to create a bucket. Inside bucket you can create multiple folders. Inside folder you can upload files, and you can create subfolders also. Inside subfolders you can upload files and folders. Okay, everything anything is okay. Now now at first I have this part is done, this S3 part is done. The uploading data in S3 bucket, source data in S3 bucket, that we have already executed. So this part is already done and dusted. First part is done. Now we have created destination folder, and we can right away create glue. We can right away create glue ETL job. We can create glue ETL job at first, but before that let me open another tab. Okay, keep it here. Yes, let me open another tab and let me write IAM. What is IAM? Identity access and access management. Identity and access management. Okay, identity and access management. So from here we can choose specific policy, access related policies, and we can assign those to a particular project, set of we can as per the architecture of the project, we can decide which access policies are required to execute this project, and according to that we can assign accesses, or we can choose access policies, and we can keep all those access policies within a specific role related folder. This is not folder, but okay, we can create a particular role. And assign all those access policies to that role. We can assign all those access policies to that particular role. Okay, like I have created this one, AWS project 1 access. This is the first project I executed. Okay, inside this you can see there are multiple access policies. One is Athena full access. So we required Athena. I knew that I am going to access the S3 bucket and Glue services from Athena, and later on maybe I'll generate interactive dashboards or data visualizations on QuickSight. In that case I need QuickSight to Athena access, so I have provided full access to Amazon Athena full. Okay, but in real time project, they will not provide all access to everyone. This is my system, this is my account, so I can provide all accesses. But the persons who are responsible for this access, maybe the project manager, maybe the somewhere in between, I don't know who will handle that. But in my project the project manager was giving access, but okay, whatever. So they will discuss with client, and they will discuss the senior people from different teams. They will discuss and they will decide which access should be given to which person, and accordingly they will take decisions. So Athena full access I have ticked. This one required. Amazon DynamoDB I can take, or no, maybe not. Today I am not going to execute, but later on we may require. And then this is S3 full access. Obviously S3 full access is required because Athena is also accessing S3, Glue is also accessing S3, and all the informations are stored within S3. That is why S3 full access is required, I think. Okay. Later on you can do many things using those files. All the files are being stored inside S3. If you want to execute anything after that, you have to access S3. So that is why full access is required. Glue console full access is required because all the ETL operations are being executed there. So Glue console full access is also required. And I have provided Glue service role also because there are multiple. I think Glue full console access already contains these services which are included, or policies which are included inside Glue service role. But I have provided both the accesses so that it doesn't throw any error. And quick site Athena access I have also provided. Okay, so these are the accesses I am going to provide. Again, I think better use this access only, this role only. Okay, I'm going to I'm not going to explicitly again create another access role. Okay, this role I am going to use. If it throws any kind of error, then I'll assign another role. Okay, so what did I do? I accessed AWS Glue, then I went to one second. Oh, come on. Yes, yes. Then I went to edit AWS ETL job because we are going to execute ETL job. Now what we can do? We can proceed in three ways. One is visual ETL, another one is notebook. You can run Python codes here in notebook. Another one is script editor. These are the two formats of coding related access. Okay, you can directly run code, PySpark code or Python code inside this notebook or script editor, and then you can perform your transformation logics or migration related operations. But here we are not going to execute any code for ETL purpose. For accessing the database, we'll run a SQL query, and for now on, let us proceed with visual ETL. Okay. Unsaved job, okay, not required. No. Let me create a fresh job. One second. Job read details. Let me rename it raw. Same name. Raw S3. Glue Athena project 1. Project 2. Let me write project 2. Okay. Maybe there will be ambiguity, so that is why I have written project 2. This is the name I am providing to this job. Okay. Okay, proj job 2. Okay. This is very unique name. Raw S3 Glue Athena proj job 2. This is what I am providing. Access will be the same access, AWS project 1 pro access. And okay, fine, save it. Yes, so the successfully created a job, no error. Now at first there will be source, right? So the source is Amazon S3. Now imagine how many sources do we have in S3. How many sources do we have? If I go to source file folder, how many sources do we have? Customer CSV and sales CSV. So we have two source files. So let me take two Amazon S3 buckets. Sorry, two S3 bucket sources. Okay. Now inside the first location, first source, I can select. I can directly browse S3. This is the bucket we have created, raw S3 Glue Athena 1187. Now go to a source. I'm selecting sales first, which contains 1000 entries. and then data type I'm choosing CSV because it is a CSV folder, right? So I don't require anything else. It is absolutely fine. Save it. Let's save it. Okay, it is throwing error because the second one we haven't configured yet. So again go to the same bucket, source, and provide the other file, customer 500, and choose the file format which is CSV. Now save it. Yes, now successfully created a job. Now what we will do, we will join. Obviously customer ID is common in between those, so we are going to execute the join on customer ID. On the basis of customer ID, we are going to execute inner join. Okay, we are going to inner join because we are going to basically merge both the tables. We are going to merge both the tables. Okay, so we are going to join both the tables. Now obviously, yes. So what did I do? I have taken this join transformation, and I have connected both the sources to the join transformation, which means both these two sources will be joined. And now how? You can choose what type of join you are going to perform. I have chosen inner join, but there is left join, right join, outer join, left semi join, left anti join. These joins you can also perform. You can also perform these joins. Okay. Now add condition. Condition, we have to obviously we have to provide conditions. Let it be updated. Let it get updated. It will take time, I think. One sec. Save. Sometimes it takes time. Okay, let me choose the next transformation. Meanwhile, so what we can do, we can drop the null values. At first we can drop the null values, or we can remove the duplicates. Yes, drop duplicates. Okay, I've taken drop duplicates now. Okay, is it okay now? What happened? One sec. Okay, this location is absolutely fine. Yes, this location is fine. This is also fine. I don't think there is any error. Okay, let me choose this also. Additional, no, additional not required. Now come here. Yes, so it has been updated. Now it is telling that okay, the first one has overlapping fields. So it is saying that there are overlapping fields because there is customer table, customer ID in the first table, and there is sales ID in the second table. So sorry, in the customer table in the sales table also. So that is why it is showing that let us rename it. But I don't think that we should rename it. We need to rename it. On sales ID, sale ID, customer ID and sale ID we are merging. Okay, customer ID and sale ID we are merging. One second. Okay, so customer ID equals to customer ID. Okay, this is the condition we are going to execute. Now again drop duplicates. Obviously we are going to match the entire row. If the entire row is matching, then we will consider it as duplicates. If only 2 or 3 parameters are matching, this is not duplicate, obviously. Then what else we can do? We can drop nulls, but okay, leave it for now. Okay, now Amazon S3. Okay, yes, this is the target. This is the target. I think drop nulls we could do. One second. Drop nulls. Okay, let me add drop nulls also. Where is drop nulls? Here, drop nulls. So it has already. Oh, one second. Yes. So drop nulls. Save. Yes. No issues. Now target. Target is also going to be S3. Target is also going to be S3. The first target is going to be S3. As I told you, in target we are going to take two separate S3 locations. Okay. Let me configure it as inside destination. Let me create two folders. First one is going to be Parquet. Okay, PARQ. And the second one let us create as CSV. Okay. So these are the folders I am creating here inside destination folder, so that there will be no ambiguity. Now in the first case I am going to let us go to the same bucket, inside destination, choose Parquet, because at first we are going to choose Parquet, because at first we are going to perform all these transformations and store the data inside S3 bucket in Parquet format, and we will create another external table in Athena, and access the data from this folder or from these Parquet files, and partition those data on two parameters: country, another one is sales date, and then country and sales date, and then generate the output or populate the table. So on Athena you will see it as in tabular format, but in real life the data will be stored in partition as Parquet Parquet format. Okay, and another target we are going to provide here, where the data is going to be populated in the form of CSV. The file will be, okay, one second. So as we have selected Parquet, so the compression type will be snappy. The compression format will be snappy compression. Okay, and add partition key. We can add partition key here. So the partition key, the first partition key is going to be country. Where is country? Is country. The first partition key is going to be country, and the second partition key is going to be sales ID, not sales ID, sales date. Okay, so the sale date. The second partition key is sale date. Save it. Yes, saved it. Now let us take another target, which is another S3 bucket, but one sec. We can directly map it. We don't have to drag and drop. We can select the node, parent node. Parent node is basically the node from which it is taking the data. It is receiving the data. Okay, so it is the child node, and the data which is providing the data to this S3 bucket is the parental node. So this is the child node which is receiving the data, and the node which is transferring the data, or which is providing the data, that is the parental node. So in this case the parental node should be the last one, the drop null, because we are basically trying to access the same data. And now the location will be go to the back bucket, destination, inside CSV. Okay, not inside CSV. Choose CSV. Okay, this is the location where we are. One sec. Now here also we can create partition. In CSV also we can create partition according to country and sales date. So the first partition key is going to be country. Oh, country not possible. Okay, country not possible. Okay, let us create on the basis of cell data. I don't know why country is not possible. Okay, and obviously don't forget to change the compression type. If you choose snappy, then and format also, we are going to generate it in form of CSV. Okay, okay, let us change the one second. Yep. So okay, so let us change the plan. I can provide another target. Okay, this is the third target I am providing. And in this I am going to store the data in the form of JSON. Okay, and the for JSON the compression rate will be compression type will be JSON. One sec. JSON compression type. I think type. Okay, gzip okay, gzip is okay. For JSON also gzip is okay. Okay, okay. So gzip, why it is not providing gzip? Okay, for JSON it is not providing gzip. Okay, bzip. So I'm basically providing bzip here, and yep, and the location will be. Let us create another folder here. At first I have to create another folder which is JSON. So I am fetching the same data after all this transformation. I am fetching the same data in three separate destinations. Inside three separate destinations. One is inside destination folder. I have created three subfolders. One is CSV, JSON, and Parquet, and I am going to store the data in three different formats in three different folders. Isn't it? And those data will be partitioned on the basis of country and sales state parameter, and will create separate Parquet files, separate CSV files, and separate JSON files accordingly. Okay, so this is what we are going to execute now. Yes, now CSV JSON I am created. Yep. For JSON also I think yes I have provided the sales and country. For CSV I don't know why. No, okay, updated. Already updated. Fine. So now I think everything is done. Everything is well and good. Now I can simply save it and run the job. Let us run the job and wait. Okay, it is showing some kind of error, is it? Let us see what happens. As you can see, the successfully started our job. Let me minimize it. Yes. Okay, time is not updating. Yes, it has started. Okay, let us wait. I think it is going to take around 2 minutes. Hardly it is going to take 2 minutes. Now imagine if such small files with such simple architecture takes 2 minutes to process, then just imagine how much time it is going to take if the data is in the range of terabytes. So for that you have to access it using EC2. You have to create a separate EC2 instance, and there you have to choose huge amount of you have to provide money for huge amount of RAM. For 1 terabyte processing 1 terabyte of data, you at least need 1.5 to 2 terabytes of RAM, which is not physically possible, but virtually it is possible. This is as this is a virtual machine, you can subscribe to AWS services, and they will provide you that much of they will create a virtual environment for you, which will be compatible with one sec failed. Why failed? It should not get failed. I think there is some kind of access related issue. Okay, as I have told you, let me create a fresh one sec. Glue, where is glue? What error it was throwing? Okay, this role related issue only. Glue. Okay. There are many ways you can create trusted entity. I have chosen the trusted entity as AWS service itself. So and I have chosen Glue as the trusted entity. Okay, you can provide some other AWS account as your trusted entity, or web identity, or SAML 2.0 federation. These are the all other options. Okay, now let me create another role and provide accesses. Okay, S3 for at first S3 full access I have to provide. Then Glue, let me provide both the accesses. Yes, AWS Glue console full access and AWS Glue service role I have provided. Fine. Now I require Athena access also. So Athena also I am providing full access. This much I have to execute, and DynamoDB and QuickSight is not required, so I am not providing that access. This is more than enough. Now creating another role, which is raw S3 Glue Athena proj 2. This is the newly created role name. Okay, and assume role I have already action already I have provided assume role to whom the services Glue Amazon AWS. So to Amazon AWS I have provided this role. Okay. Create role. Okay, so these already exist. They are saying that this already exists, so let me name it proj3. Doesn't matter, you can provide any unique name. So yeah, okay. Now I can change it, I think. Oh, not updated yet. Come on, update it. Yes, so I've chosen this one. Save it. Partition key I have provided. Data quality configuration not required. uh, okay, I don't think there is any error. Let us save it and run it again. I don't see any error, but this access related issue is still persisting. This job has already started to run. Let us go to runs. Okay, it will take time. Okay, got it. Now got it. Okay. This drop null part is throwing error, I think. Okay, let us remove it first, then execute it. Save it and execute it. Okay, sorry. It is already running, so I cannot execute right now. Again failed. Okay. Parent node is correct, obviously correct. Here also the parent node should be. Drop duplicate is not there right anymore. Is there? Okay, it is there. Partition I have already provided. One sec. Let me open this in another tab, another fresh tab. Okay. Whenever you are facing any kind of issue, you have to debug it on yourself. So not glue. What was it? Yes, glue. Obviously. So I'm reopening in glue, and let us go to the existing jobs. This is the first project I executed. This one got executed successfully on the same format. Yes, the drop duplicate, everything is okay. Same architecture. Custom ID, okay. Nothing wrong. This evaluate data quality is not required, but I don't know. Okay. Maybe we can use that. Maybe we can use that. Obviously, we can use that. then okay, transformation, data quality, isn't it? Data quality. So was I can't see the data quality transformation here. Let us move. One second. Detect sensitive data. No, not required. Whatever we are performing here, we can manually also do it. We cannot also manually perform it. Here also we can use data quality. Yes, I think it is going to help us analyze, so that is why I am adding data quality, evaluate data quality. Okay. Let us run it again. At least we can see where we are actually lagging. We're fetching data from the same source, but I don't know why I'm getting this error. Let us find out. Now this architecture looks really complicated, but it is not complicated, as you know, because we're fetching from the two sources, and then we're joining the data, then we are dropping the duplicates and all those transformations, and after that I'm migrating the data into three separate sources in three separate file formats. One is JSON, another is Parquet, another one is CSV. So these are the three file formats I am generating and storing in three separate S3 locations. And as it was throwing error, I have also added this part, this evaluate data quality operation. Let us see. Yeah, succeeded. I told you that if there is any error, it will check it and try to resolve it, because it is a access related some kind of error was there, so it resolved it. Okay, fine. So I think the data should get populated. Let me check. At first, let us go to Parquet. Okay, as you can see, the partition on country already executed. This partition on the basis of country already executed. Country, Afghanistan country. So this partition I have already executed. Fine. So this is the Parquet files. Okay, you can go to yes. For example, I went inside country equals to Algeria folder. So there will be all the sales and customer related data. All the as we have joined those, both the tables, right? So there will be customer related data as well as the sales related data, and all the common attributes will also be there. Obviously, after joining, the common attributes will be also there, because it is an inner join. The common attributes will be there. This is the sole purpose of inner join. The common attributes between them will be there. Okay. Now, inside country equals to Algeria, I have separate folders on the basis of date, sales date. This is the 7/3/2005, 25, 31/3/2005, and so on. So let me download only one folder, one file. Okay, let me download only one file, and let me show you how Parquet file looks like. I told you Parquet file is the best, king of all file formats and all, but let me show you how Parquet file looks like. Then you will tell me, okay, no, this is not what I was expecting. This is not what I was expecting. Okay, let me open in Notepad. Yes, now see. Do you understand anything? Do you really understand anything? No. So Parquet format is obviously very much compressed. It has advantages. Moreover, it is columnar format, so the processing becomes much faster. Still, it is not readable. So make it readable. Either you can transform it into some other format on AWS. For that, you will require PySpark code. Okay, you can simply read the file, import Spark session. You import Spark session. Then what you can do? You can basically perform data frame operations. You know that I have already posted regarding the RDT operations. RDT operations, for RDT operations you have to import Spark context, and for these are the low level operations, and for high level operations, high key operations, you have or the data frame operations, you have to import Spark session. Now Spark session, you can call directly, you can call Spark, and directly you can call Spark, and you can create you can execute data frame operation. For example, df equals to, I'm just telling, if I write it, you will understand. df equals to spark dot read dot options dot load. You can provide the location, and the options will be spark dot read dot format Parquet. Options here not required. In Parquet format not required, because in Parquet options is optional, not required. Options load you can provide the input Parquet format. This is the reading operation using the data frame, and then you can df.show. You can write df.show, and this is small Parquet, so you can show the whole thing, but in general case you can show top 5 or top 6 records, doesn't matter, or the top 100 record. You are just checking whether you are getting the record or not. Top 10 you can do. So the .show 5, .show 10 you can do. After that you have to write. The data. Now you have to save the data as CSV or some other operations format which is highly readable, or you can understand. So how you can do? For example, you are converting it into CSV, because CSV is a tabular format. You can easily understand. This is Excel. You can open it in Excel sheet. So how you can perform that? Basically, that was Spark read format options load. In this order it will go. Now after that it will be writing operation. So df dot, it is going to be df dot. So for example, let us name the variable as CSV df. Okay, CSV df equals to df dot, because for df you have already called Spark and you have read the data. Now you can directly call it df dot write mode option, and then save. Write mode option save. Write mode option save. Mode will be, if you want to save in CSV format, then if you want to save in CSV format, then you have to in options is required, you have to provide options equals to header comma true, because if it is reading any text form file or any Parquet file or something like that, it will not understand that which one is header or which one is the header of the table. So you have to provide, it will print without header, it will consider it as a normal record. So that is why you have to provide header true, options equals to header true, then it will create in a generate in a tabular format. Okay, and mode will be mode writing mode in what mode you are going to write? Overwrite. Mode overwrite. So Spark dot df dot read for defining when you define the df variable data frame, for data frame you have defined the df variable, you already called Spark. So Spark is already there embedded in df, so you don't have to call Spark again. If you are reading the CSV file for the first time, then you can call Spark, but in df already Spark has been called, so you don't have to call Spark again. Now you can write CSV df equals to df dot write dot mode, inside mode within double inverted comma you have to write overwrite what? Now you have to mention the option. Mode you have already written, write you have written, so df dot write dot mode overwrite dot options equals to what is the option? Option is equals to header comma inside inverted comma within inverted comma header comma true dot. Now what you are going to execute? You are going to save it. You have already read it, then you have written it. Now you have to save it. Save. Now you have to provide the location path. You don't have to provide the file name. For reading purpose you have to provide explicitly you have to provide the entire file path, but here you have to provide the folder path, and it will automatically generate a file within that folder. This is the operation you can perform. Right now I am not going to execute it because my whole PySpark system has crashed today. So I can write the same thing and execute it. Okay. Now Parquet I have already checked. Now let me check the JSON files. Same thing. Let me go to Algeria again, country in Algeria, and same date I can go. I forgot which date I checked. Okay. Now let me download it in JSON format. If in case you haven't seen any JSON file, let me show you how does it look like. I have executed. Okay. Now as I told you, if you zip the folder, initially it will be generated in the file type, so without any extension it is going to be generated. But now if I rename it with .json and open it, let me open with normal notepad. Okay, sorry. Okay, Visual Studio is also okay. Visual Studio Code is also okay. Why? Oh, I got logged out. No problem. Open with another app. Where is notepad? Even notepad is okay. Now see, this is typical JSON format. This is typical JSON format. If you there are JSON parsing site also. One sec. Okay. Oh, sorry. The screen capture. One sec. Every time I have to. Let me do one thing. I think. Let me choose display capture. Now you can see everything. I think. Yeah. Okay. So this is the just typical JSON format. Sorry, this one is not required. CSV I didn't check yet. I haven't checked yet. Run, no, not this one. Athena code. Where is the other one? Parquet one. Where is the Parquet one? Oh, yes. This is the Parquet. This is the Parquet one. This is the Parquet data. This is the Parquet data which we retrieved. So this is the Parquet data, Parquet format, which is totally random. At least it appears to be random. It is not random, but it appears to be random. Because we cannot understand. It is not understandable. It is not at all understandable. But it is the same data. You will be surprised. It is the same data. See, if you compare, you can understand that it is most probably same, because the price is 63.35. You go there. The first record, in first record you can see many times it the 63.35 is written there. Okay. Customer ID is 300. Now see, 300 will be there. Yes, 300 is there. And this Karen Trevino should also be there if it is the same thing. Yes, Karen Trevino is also there. So and this email ID Amber 55 Barry is also there. Amber 55 Barry is also there. Yes, Amber 55 @Barry is also there. BarryBrown.com. So Amber 55 BarryBrown.com is also there. But you cannot understand this. If I provide this Parquet data, you will not be able to understand it. But this, at least this JSON format is readable. You can read everything. Maybe you will not be able to understand the architecture. Maybe you will not be able to understand the hierarchy. But if there are multiple nesting, multiple hierarchy, then you will not be able to understand the JSON file in this format. But for that you have to parse the JSON, or you have to structure the JSON. That also we can do using PySpark. Okay, and we can flatten also. In most of the cases, if there are multiple hierarchy, you have to flatten the JSON file. We have to describe the structure of the JSON file. Either it will be a JSON with how many formats it can be. It can be of multi-line. To resolve multi-line, there is one solution. Then there is another one case which is struct type. So there are multiple layers of data complexity. There are multiple layers of data complexity. Okay. One is multi-line. Okay. Second one type of data complexity is, if it is multi-line, you can simply use multi-line equals to true. That's it. Multi-line equals to true. So it will activate the multi-line thing and property, and the data will be shown in proper manner, readable way. Now there is struct, which means data inside structure. This is struct. In that case, you have to use dot. Dot is the only way. For example, if this customer ID is common, sales ID is common, but this product, under product you see this price, under product you see this price, and sale, sorry, and name, so no, one second, sorry, under product you see this price, so price is not on the same hierarchy or same level, it is inside product. And under customer ID, sorry, under product you have price and quantity, two informations. Under customer ID you have name, under name you have email and phone. So email and phone is on second hierarchy, or if you consider the hierarchy, it is on the second level. Second, this is a single layer of double layer of nesting, isn't it? So one dot is required. So to read it properly, you have to flatten it using, for example, name dot email or name dot phone. That is fine. Or product dot price or product dot what is it? Product dot quantity. And you can use alias. You can use alias as you can simply name it product, sorry, price and quantity. So it will be displayed like that. If you don't use alias, then it will show in that manner, like product dot price, product dot quantity. But if you rename it with alias, then it will show in that format. Simple thing. Okay. So this is the thing we will execute, and now it is CSV. So we are going to execute for the same thing. Algeria, under Algeria I am going to download this file. Okay, another mistake. Now it is irreversible. Okay, sorry, one mistake happened. Now I cannot do anything. Okay, let us download it, then see what. Most probably it has been generated in Parquet format. Dot snappy is showing here. So I made blunder. Let us rename with try to rename it with CSV. Let me check whether it is working or not. I think it will not work, but yes, it will not work, but still hope for the best. No, it is not working. Obviously it is in the Parquet format. Okay, now one thing we can do, as my PySpark is not working, I could have converted that, but can I rerun it? Maybe I can re-execute it. Okay, I'll re-execute it. Inside the CSV part, this not CSV, this CSV. Yes, I mistakenly chose snappy. I was going to tell you that in JSON also I chose the right option, but I forgot to choose here. It will be gzip. It will gzip. Now run it. Let us see whether the output is getting populated or not. Okay, so it is 2 hours already. It has been 2 hours already. Now we have executed the whole thing, but no worries. I'll show the CSV file, and then let's just wrap up here. And after that, I'll try to resolve the issue with sorry, IntelliJ, and then continue with the main part, which is the PySpark coding. So it is still running. Why is it taking longer? Okay, as I have chosen the CSV format, so it is taking longer. Okay, at least it should get successfully executed. Yes, it got executed successfully. Now again let me check. Most probably one sec. Similar data should be populated here. Yes, for example, let me take this one. No, Algeria. Let me go to Algeria. Similarly, go to Algeria, and on inside same date. Yes. Now let me download it. You will see the same data. Okay. Yep. Now copy. Yes. With GZ extension, let me unzip it. Extract here. Extract the whole thing. The folder is here. No, this is the JSON one. Yes. Now let me rename it as CSV. Now if I open it, yes, see, I know there is only one record. Obviously there is one record because it happened only because. Okay, so that rename related issue they have resolved using adding a dot. Okay, that is why it was throwing error, because due to ambiguity. No problem. Okay, so if I chose cell ID, customer ID and cell ID are not usually same thing. That is why I customer ID to customer ID I mapped. But if the requirement is such, you can do that also. So in that case, it would not throw any error. Okay. But price, it contains only one record because there are many countries. A to Z, they have taken, I think, hundreds of countries. Okay, and in hundred of countries, there are multiple dates they have included. So country under country there are subfolders on according to date. Two layers of partition we have done. So first partition is on the basis of country. Inside country there is second layer of partition which is according to date. And inside date I have partitioned. I have the expected corresponding data in three formats: CSV, JSON, and Parquet. That we have. So this is the thing we have executed. Same thing. Price equals to 63.35. Safe 300. So if you want to rename this dot customer ID, or you want to merge it, that also you can do. Okay. So for this joining operation, they have they have renamed it, but not required. If you executed it on PySpark, you could simply drop this in the same statement you could simply drop this. After performing the join, you could simply drop this dot customer ID and keep the customer ID equals 300. It is essentially it is the same thing, same column they are referring to. You don't have to mention couple of times. And also when you want to convert a complex data, which is the JSON format data with multiple hierarchy or multiple layer of nesting, and you are, if it is a complexity of highest order, which is struct inside struct, and you are using multiple dots to rename it, that the column name will be after flattening the data, the column name will be very absurd. For example, product, and under product you have product type, under type you have quantity and price. So you are writing product dot quantity dot product dot type dot quantity, or product dot type dot price, and if you print it like that, the folder column name will be like that, and simultaneously it will show the existing folder also, existing column also, which was already there. So you have to drop that earlier, the former one. You have to drop the former one, which is the earlier name, and you have to drop that column, and the flattened one, the flattened column, you have to use alias. You have to use alias to rename it as simply not type, simply product. Not product, and inside product you have type, inside type you have quantity and price, simply the quantity and price. Okay, this is the way you have to proceed. Okay, so this is it for today, and maybe tomorrow we will execute another pipeline like this. And meanwhile, if this PySpark created issue gets resolved, we will keep executing PySpark created related programming also, which is the main thing. Cloud is extracurricular activity, not extracurricular. In every data related project there will be cloud, some kind of cloud, either it is AWS or it is Azure or GCP, but one cloud you have to learn, at least some specific services you have to learn. To mention a complete project, end-to-end project architecture, you have to specify all these things: AWS or Azure cloud services, some kind of services, or maybe Snowflake database, Postgres, on all those things. This is how a total project architecture looks like. For example, you are receiving data, you are receiving master data, or which is we call it master data management, which is MDM. You are receiving data, one source is MDM data, and you are receiving the data in the form of JSON, and there are multiple other sources of data. This is the customer data, for example, and non-customer data you are receiving in the form of some other formats, like maybe what is it? Maybe you are receiving in CSV format, or you are receiving in Excel, not Excel, text format, or something like that. And maybe they are directly there is another team or another project is going on, another team who are uploading that data directly to the S3 bucket, and you have access to that S3 bucket folder. Okay, and you are receiving, and they are uploading in the form of Parquet or ORC maybe, and you are receiving that file in the format of Parquet or ORC. Now you have to deal with it. What you can do, either you can execute in this format. You can create folders accordingly, and you can create visual ETL job on visual editor of Glue, and you can execute basic transformations there. But that has limitation. That has some kind of limitations. But in real time, you have to execute Python or PySpark code. So at first you will use step executor, and you will try to access it, run the code at first in step executor to check whether it is working or not. Because if you are working on dev environment, sorry, not dev environment, if you are working on production environment, then if some mistake happens, or maybe if you are from developer team, you can make some horrible changes to the data, which will eventually affect your project. Okay, project architecture, or it will have some kind of really long-term adverse effect. So it is better to test run it first. So you can execute on what is a step executor or any other testing environment. Then you can simply take the code as backup and upload it and try to execute on the corresponding environment on AWS. If it is a SQL code, you can access it from AWS Athena. Or for example, you have multiple PySpark codes running or PySpark jobs running. From raw layer to stage layer, there are 5 PySpark jobs running. Okay, and combining all the 5 jobs, you are creating and transforming the data. You are creating a single job, and it is running from stage to curated layer. So that job you have, so total there are 6 jobs running, and 6 job PySpark codes you have to take as backup and save it as Py files, and you can create those jobs in any orchestration tool like Lambda or Airflow, and you can orchestrate that. You can orchestrate that from there. And using DAG is basically a graphical representation of the flowchart, or the graphical representation of the flow of the operations or the jobs, in which order the jobs are going to run, or like that. And you can create that DAG and execute there. And one by one the jobs will get executed. And finally, on the specific or expected location, the output will get reflected. So this is how the project runs. And from there, if from curated layer, there will be some either it can go to this data visualization part. It can go to data visualization part, some data, or they can fetch the data to move to some other layer. For example, they can fetch the data to NoSQL database, which is DynamoDB. Okay, as I told you, they can access the data with 2 types of keys. One is short key, another one is hash key. So using short key and hash key, they can access the data. And after that, this DynamoDB can be mapped with another layer. Mapped with API. Maybe the architecture can be different, but I'm just telling you from experience that as far as I have seen, this type of architectures exist. So from DynamoDB to API, it was linked. It can be linked. Okay, and even from curated layer, they can bring the data to Athena table, or if they have money, they can have, obviously the project is running. If the project is running, they can do it. They can use glue crawler. In glue crawler, you can directly create. You don't have to hard code. You can directly schedule the operations, and you can create particular tables there. You can create particular tables there, and it will automatically check the schema of the Parquet file. They check the schema of the Parquet file, and automatically it will generate a table in the Glue catalog, in the database within Glue catalog, and further you can fetch it from there to quick site to generate data visualization or dashboard, effective, or what can I say? Forget adjectives. Sorry, I forgot the adjective. Effective dashboard, not effective. What can I say? And understandable, not understandable. Sorry. I forgot the word. Sorry. So you can create some effective dashboard. Effective is okay, but there is there is a better word for it, but right now I can't remember. So you can create a effective dashboard. Okay. So this is how these data projects work. This is a very small part of the architecture, but at least using the free tier we could execute something. That's what is important. Okay. So we can execute many things when Python and PySpark is working fine, and we have covered it all. We can execute many things after that. That is possible. Okay. So bye. This is it. Tomorrow onwards, maybe, if the code runs properly, if the PySpark runs properly, then we will proceed with that. And moreover, maybe there will be sessions on coding part also, like explicitly on learning code. If you are executing a real-time project, it means that you have covered the theory part. Okay, you know how to code, but I'm considering that you don't know about Python coding. SQL I'm not going to teach right now, because SQL is very basic thing. Python is also on coding part. Python is easier, but it depends on what you are going to execute. Okay, it depends on what you are going to execute. And after that, Python is has a vast field in terms of data analytics, and all data analytics, data engineering part. Right, Python has a huge scope. And after that, PySpark is there. In Spark environment, we are going to execute PySpark code, or using Python code, we are going to execute data operations in Spark environment. That is what is PySpark basically. Okay, so signing off for today. Let us meet tomorrow. Okay, bye.